welcome in or welcome back to Rainforest Oracle. It is so wonderful to have you here. My name is Amanda, and this is a general pick-a-card reading for the collective today. Please take whatever messages resonates and leave the rest for someone else. These readings are timeless, so whenever you come across this reading, there will be something here to help empower you and align you to your highest good. Now, because of all of the support I received this year through the subscribes, the likes, the comments, the purchases of my Oracle decks, I thought I would do a reading today, just another mystery card message bonus read to round out your readings, to round out your year as we step into a brand new year. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy this reading today. There are 3 piles for you to choose from, and instead of using cards, we are using sticker designs, which I have designed myself. If you are interested in purchasing any of these, feel free to jump into one of the links in the description below to head to my shop and take a peek. So pile number 1, we have the wood ring sticker with the Opalite stone. For pile number 2, we have the Floral boot with the dragon stone. And for pile number 3, we have the adventure pocket with the amber stone. So before picking your pile, feel free to grab a beverage of choice, a pen and paper to take notes and reflect on the messages offered today. Then when you're ready, head down into the description box below to find the timestamp for the pile you would like to receive messages from, and we will see you in your reading. Hello, pile 1, welcome to your reading. So you chose the wood ring sticker with the Opalite stone. And let's grab a card to get some energy for the read, or just something to open the reading, maybe with an inspirational message. This could be the energy you are embodying or would like to embody, or it could simply just be a side note. And we're doing a mystery message today, so we're letting Spirit guide the message or messages that comes out in no particular format or fashion. Oh boy, so Treasure Island is your card with the number 9. And I wonder if we're kind of fostering something here. We're considering what our treasures are. We're evaluating or looking at our values. We're working towards some big goal here. We could also be looking to take a vacation on some kind of island. And to me, this is also a card of working hard to get what you want in life and being very intentional with your actions and behaviors in order to work towards a goal or a manifestation that you want to bring to life. So this is almost like you are reaping the rewards of the hard work and the efforts that you have put in. Now we've got number 9 as well. We're going to get another oracle card to start your reading because I'm feeling it. I'm just feeling it. So number 9 is associated with almost there. You're almost there. So you might not be seeing the treasures quite yet, but you are close, is the sense that I'm feeling here. Okay, so we're going to get one more card here to start your reading. Ah, look at that. Victory and success with the number 6. So yeah, this feels like a very, there's lots of success wrapped up already in your reading here. And I'm kind of excited for you, pile 1, because it just feels like whatever you're working towards is coming to life very soon. And this is the 6 of Wands energy in the traditional tarot. So there's lots of celebration or celebratory energy. Again, we're getting the rewards of our hard work here and getting that pat on the back by others or even ourselves. And this is also to maybe being put in the spotlight. So you could get noticed by somebody in terms of maybe headhunted, or you could be noticed for your efforts when it comes to your job, your career, your business. And there's kind of a shouting from the rooftops here of your success. One too many cards there. So we're just going to get what you need to know. Spirit, what does pile 1 need to know for their mystery message here? We will get 3 cards. Okay, we have, first card is the 2 of Pentacles. And Spirit, what is the, okay, we have the 4 of Swords. And we have the 2 of Swords. So lots of 2s. Well, lots. We've got 2 2s here. And they're both in reverse. And then we have the 10 of Wands. So I'm getting this sense, even though your oracle cards are very positive and very reassuring, there is a sense of a lot of hard work within your reading itself. And we've got the 2 of Pentacles energy, which you might be feeling like you are not doing well with balancing things in your life and making sure that everything and everyone is taken care of and you have an equal amount of work and an equal amount of play. We'll get into some clarifiers in a bit here, but I do get a feeling that you are working quite hard. And so there could be a little bit of imbalance of working too much and not giving yourself enough rest as we come into the 4 of Swords, which is that restful energy and possibly a challenge and possibly some suggestive energy here from Spirit is to be able to find time to rest, because that is what may be or will be the energy that pushes you over that finish line. And we want to make sure that when we get to our victory and success, that we aren't feeling overloaded. And speaking of, let's talk about the bottom of the deck. And this 10 of Wands energy is you are moving towards something with great passion and you're working really hard, which is kind of what comes out in the 2 of Pentacles, where you're kind of not stopping at anything to get that victory and success, to get to your treasure island. You want to see the rewards for all of the efforts that you've put in. And this could be a career, this could be school, this could be a business that you're kind of working in. And you've taken on a lot of to-dos, a lot of responsibilities. And so I do get that, not necessarily a heavy energy, but a working really hard energy. And I'm getting a song in my head, actually. I can't remember who sings it, but it's Making It Work. Takes a little longer, making it work takes a little time. So there's almost a sense of you working hard and not necessarily making any progress, because it's possibly going to take a little more time than you expected. So we have to really equalize the energy that we put out into whatever we're doing, because it's not just a short sprint, that we have to make sure that we're in it for the long haul and that our energy levels are going to be maintained very equally throughout the process. So you're doing a lot and you're working really hard, and I definitely see that, but there's some sense of imbalance. There's some sense of doing too much of something and not enough of maybe something else. And I feel like that something else is you're not getting enough rest. So if you are trying to build a business, for example, outside of your daytime job, that is a very noble effort. I did that myself for a number of years, so I understand how difficult that can be. And I did that without children. So if you have children and are doing that on top of that, then of course you're going to have a lot on your plate. You're going to have a lot of to-dos, but we don't have to necessarily work towards We don't have to necessarily work on that side hustle every single night for 4 to 5 hours every night. We can take time for a break. We can take a Sunday off. So just to make sure that we're building that in, because I'm telling you right now, out of experience, you will burn out, and you will burn out fast if that continues and you don't give yourself the rest that you need. So decisions will be, and speaking of decisions, we'll get into that in one sec here. Your decision making may be compromised because of that drained energy, because you are not feeling 100% and you're working so much and not giving yourself that rest that you need. There's not time to process. There's not time to get distance from it and space to think and to make clear decisions, which can get you down a bit of a not a rabbit hole, but down a path where you just keep making decisions in a fog, and you realize that, oh, that thing that I decided on 3 months ago, I actually should have done this instead, or I made a mistake and I didn't catch it until it was too late. So those things are the things that start to go, and we might even mismanage money because we're not thinking clearly, we're not getting enough rest, or we're not taking that pause to really kind of, to think about things and to be able to come to a clear decision. So the Two of Swords in reverse can indicate that there are probably a lot of decisions to be made, but there is a sense of indecision or making one too quickly. And again, both twos are in reverse, which tells me that there's an imbalance in there's an imbalance in the energy because possibly you're not getting enough rest and you're working too hard. So there will be moments that you will have to make really important decisions, and you'll maybe get to a point where you can't make decisions because you don't know what it is that you want. You can't see clearly, you can't think clearly, you're in a fog. There's too much information to process, and you might be so worn out and burnt out that you just can't possibly make that decision. So then you don't. And that indecision could lead to other things. And like I said before, that snowball effect where one thing affects another. So we have to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves and that we create a protected space. So if we need to take time, an hour or two for ourselves to have some quiet moments, make sure you shut off your phone or your notifications. Make sure you dedicate that time and not have any distractions, and to let people within your household know, do not disturb for the next hour or 2 hours or whatever it is. Maybe it's even you stepping out and spending some time by yourself for a little bit, wherever you see fit and whatever suits your lifestyle. But that's kind of what I'm seeing, is that you're almost at the end of some kind of pathway, or you've almost reached some kind of significant moment in this journey, but there is a call to hold up for a minute. That end is going to come eventually, but we just have to make sure that we are taking our time, and don't get the fear of missing out. You're not going to miss out on what is for you. So the tasks and the to-dos and the responsibilities will be there tomorrow. So take the day off, take time for yourself, take care of yourself to make sure that we can show up for our dreams and goals with our best selves coming to the table. So let's get some clarifiers now. I felt that was pretty clear, but the clarifiers might give us some information on what else might be going on kind of underneath, what might be influencing these things, or just clarify more specifically what might be going on in this situation here. So Two of Pentacles in reverse. Spirit, Two of Pentacles in reverse. Thank you. And we have the Three of Pentacles. So I do feel like this might be a business. It might be something that you're working on, collaborating on. You're working to grow something here, or to expand your, yeah, to grow your business, or to grow beyond where you are within your career. It could also speak to finances as well. So you might be working a little extra to expand your bank account in the physical sense, where you have a little bit more money and you're feeling a little bit more secure. So there is a coming together here of things, and possibly people, to be able to collaborate. But again, you might be taking on a little too much, or doing one too many projects, which might throw things off a little because your energy is kind of spread a little thin. So there's a bit of a wobbling energy here. So let's clarify the Four of Swords, thank you, and the World. So this, the World clarifying the Four of Swords tells me that this is going to be this time out, if you will, or this time away, or this space that Spirit is kind of suggesting that you integrate into your process, into your life a little bit more. I feel like this is going to be a significant shift for you, a significant change, something that is going to kind of open up some new worlds, in a sense, where you might get some eureka moments. You might even get some better ways or more efficient ways to do something. You might even start realizing that you actually can drop a certain task or responsibility because maybe it's not required. So you might find a lot of things within that space, and you're kind of opening yourself up to, I want to say, a world of possibilities when you take that time out, when you take that space for yourself, when you find stillness, when you find more rest in your day, when you're not jumping from one thing to the next and feeling that wobbly energy. So it's almost like, there's a quote, and I can't remember what it says now, but when I was working with a coach, they basically said that you have to, that's what it was, to slow down to speed up. And I feel like that's kind of what's happening. You have to slow down in order to manifest the things and to grow beyond where you're at, which is completely counterintuitive. I totally get that. But I mean, if whatever you're doing is not working for you, and that is kind of the asterisk on this whole reading, is that I am not here to tell you what to do. I am just simply offering messages that might be able to inspire your way forward. So take this however it might resonate. And if you're feeling that whatever it is you are doing is not working for you, maybe you feel burnt out, maybe you're feeling a little drained, or you feel like things need to change, then maybe try something new or different. Maybe try slowing down. Maybe try to find a little more rest, or not working as hard for a temporary time to see what happens in that space. But I do feel like this is a significant, you're kind of closing the cycle of doing things the way you've done them in the past, and you are possibly going to start focusing on something new, because you might be at that point where it's not sustainable what you're doing, and the process that you're using to get to your goals is not sustainable. It's not working for you, the people around you. And that's too many, so we're going to put that back, and we're going to get clarifiers on the Two of Swords in reverse. Thank you. And we have the Star, and even though it is in reverse, I want you to make a wish. And if you don't have a wish, then I want you to consider what your wish, if you had anything, if you could get anything right at this moment, if you had the time, the money, the energy, what would your most ideal outcome be, your most ideal life? And consider that. And I feel like this indecision that you come into, because this indecision that you might come to is going to delay your wish a little bit further down the road. It's kind of like you're kicking the can down the road. And I don't know what this indecision is about. I'm not sure if you just don't have enough information, but I think that this is kind of your situation. This is a suggestion, and this is how it will play out if you maybe not find the balance that you are possibly looking for. Is that your wish is just going to be delayed. It's there, it's waiting for you, but because you're not able to clearly decide one way or another on one thing or another, and there's that inefficiency, it's just going to kick the finish line down the road just a little bit further and a little bit long. It's going to take a little bit longer for you to get there. So I hope that makes sense there. We're going to get a final card now to maybe inspire your actions forward, or maybe even explore the path ahead, what's waiting for you. Could we get one card, Spirit, for pile 1? Thank you. Oh, look, a mermaid, another mermaid. How cool. Rebirth and reinvention. That's super cool. Let's see if we can we? Yeah, we can get that in frame, which is awesome. I actually love this card because this is the 10th card in the water portion of this deck. So this is like your ending, kind of where you're headed. And I feel this is a very, like it says, you're coming into something new. So I get a very similar energy here with the world. There's this rebirth that's happening and a reinvention of kind of how you're moving forward. You're no longer doing things the way you did because it felt very burdensome, even though you have that ambition, you have that determination, and I can do this. I think, or I get a sense that there's a new way of doing things, and there's a more refreshing way to do things here. And this almost, it's either you are working towards it, you have experienced it already, which is maybe the shift that we are seeing, or you are kind of due for this rebirth and reinvention, like it's waiting to happen. And that could be part of the victory and success. And I love that this is like, it almost looks like a tropical island, and then we started with this treasure island. So it's kind of like we're getting a more close-up version of the oracle card. But I do feel like this is kind of your reading pile 1. It's all about seeing things differently, about doing things differently, and in support of your goal to get there a little bit quicker, more efficiently, and to take care of yourself along the way so that we can be in this victory and success and claim our treasures when the time comes, and not feel so drained and so exhausted that we can't really appreciate it for what it is, and really see that our hard work has paid off. So yes, this is to help you enjoy that a little bit more. So pile 1, this was your reading. I hope something here resonated. You're welcome to comment below to let me know, or like this video to say thank you. With gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we'll see you in your next reading. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the Gumboot, the Floral Gumboot sticker with the Dragonstone. And to start your reading, we are going to get cards, oracle cards to start your reading. This could be an energy just to open the reading. It could be some advice or guidance from Spirit. Or it could be energy that you're embodying or you would like to embody. We will see. And super strange, I just felt something tap the top of my head. I don't know what's going on. But we're going to go with it. We're going to go with it. We're going to not get scared. Maybe my spirit guides? I don't know. Okay, so for pile 2, let's get an oracle card for pile 2. I did do a meditation before this. And I did ask spirit guides to come in for this, for all of my readings, so I don't know, maybe. All right, pile 2. We've got Never-Ending Story here with the number 37, which is, 3 plus 7 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1, numerology. So it could speak to cycles. It could be something that you're in right now. You're feeling like, is this ever going to end? Am I ever going to get to a specific destination I'm kind of striving towards? There's a sense of patience here, or even impatience, because this person is sitting on top of a, what do you call those? Not a time capsule. The things with sand in it. Oh gosh. When I get into my intuitive brain, my logical brain just goes right out the window. Okay. So you got the base chakra, which is the root chakra. It could be, and again, we have another one. So it could be a suggestion that if you're feeling like you're in some kind of cycle or really kind of hamster wheel energy, then the working with the root chakra and grounding yourself is a really great practice. I have done this a number of times in my own meditation or just relieving anxiety practice, and it's really helpful. In the nicer months, I like to actually put feet to earth or hands to earth, because I don't know, I just feel awesome after 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Sometimes I do it for half an hour or longer if I'm gardening. So if that's accessible for you and doable for you, then that might be a nice little practice of just sitting on the earth, with bare feet, bare hands on the earth, whatever feels most comfortable for you, and just absorbing all of the great little vibes and ions and whatever the earth emanates. There is a documentary on Netflix about it, which is kind of cool. Or is it Prime? I can't remember. I think it's called Earthing. Definitely check it out. But sitting in stillness is a great little way to do that as well. And if meditation just doesn't work for you, then just sitting in a room with some nice soft lighting and just sitting there, maybe having a tea or, a beverage of choice is something to do as well, just to keep the distractions at bay, to stop for a minute, for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however long you're able to, and just ground your energy. Take some deep breaths, and that's really all that's needed to do that. You can also look on YouTube for some, the Knight of Wands came out again. I don't know if you saw it came out as I was doing that little pre-shuffle there. Sorry, I'm getting carried away with all of my chatting here. But YouTube, there's some, maybe look up some articles, blog posts, YouTube channels about root chakra, maybe learning a little bit more about it might be able to help you here. Okay, on with your reading. Enough talking here. We have the Three of Wands in reverse. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse. And we have the Knight of Wands in reverse, with the Four of Pentacles as the bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck is something that you don't see, that is kind of bubbling under the surface. Could be in your subconscious. It could just be something that you're unaware of within kind of the energies that are surrounding you right now. And the Four of Pentacles is that kind of that reserved energy where we are trying to find some kind of foundation. And that's so interesting that, fours are about building that foundation, and this is material foundation. So maybe you're trying to make your home a little more comfortable, or you're trying to save for a rainy day and maybe boost your finances to some degree. But there's some level of trying to, just build a sense of root and of grounding within your physical world. And this is also about presence and being present in the moment, about doing those mundane things and doing them with conscious effort rather than being on autopilot. So, for example, when we are brushing our hair, or when we are eating our food, or when we are having our tea, to have those moments where there's kind of nothing else going on but that singular task. I know a lot of us, including myself, like to multitask, to get a lot of things kind of crammed in one session or one moment. But in doing that, we kind of spread our energies thin, and we only kind of do half of our energies are kind of split between those things. So we're not really paying attention to that podcast. We're kind of getting bits and pieces, and we're not cleaning as maybe thoroughly as we could be if we just focused on that one thing. So that could be something, I mean, that definitely could be something that you are trying to embody more of, or you're currently in that space of being more mindful, of being more intentional with your actions, of cutting out the distractions and making yourself a little more grounded in the day to day. Because I feel like there's something within your world, within your space, that you might be feeling a little stuck or a little caught up in a cycle here, and trying to figure out what it's pointed to, yes or no. There's a couple of things in there, but yeah, it's like you're waiting for something to happen, and you are almost, this person is kind of, they're frustrated that this thing just isn't ending, but they're kind of refusing. They're maybe being a little impatient, and they're not looking into the mirror to do some reflective work, and to maybe look at themselves, and kind of waiting for the situation or the opportunity or the challenge or the thing to change before they can feel relief. So I'm almost wondering if that's the energy of the reading today, is that you are feeling in the cycle and you're just waiting for things to change, when we could be using this time to reconnect with ourselves, reconnect with our routines, our processes, and using this downtime to just to do a little bit more work on ourselves, to rest, to maybe not do anything, whatever kind of fits here. But there is a sense of you maybe trying to achieve something, and this, or trying to kind of end this cycle and not being able to complete something. So there's a bit of frustration, there's a bit of impatience, but I feel this moment is an opportunity for you to really ground yourself and be patient in waiting for this thing to come to completion. So the Three of Wands is this lack of, well, when it's in the upright position, it is about looking out onto the horizon, to look at all of the ships in the sea, to be able to kind of bring them in with, holding up lanterns or holding up our light and shining our light in the world, so that these ships can see us and know that we're ready. We're ready to receive, and drawing these ships into the harbor, if you will. But the Three of Wands is in reverse, is like we're disconnected from that manifesting energy. We're disconnected from knowing what we want, of knowing what we want to draw in, of maybe feeling a little self-doubt, or we have some kind of blockage here as to why that's not, this isn't happening. There's some kind of blockage that's preventing that from happening. So there's this lack of foresight. There's this lack of looking out and wondering what it is that we want. And that could be the energy that you're kind of embodying right now, and that could be the cycle that you're trying to come to completion, is that you want to move forward, but maybe there just is a lack of knowing, or a lack of motivation, a lack of purpose here. You've lost something in this, and you are almost trying to get it back. And speaking of clarity, we've got this Queen of Swords in reverse. So there could be a sense of you trying to pull back, and you maybe possibly shutting some things out here. Could be people in your life. There could also be some miscommunications, misunderstanding, or just a general lack of clarity. And so you're not able to communicate what it is you want, you need, what it is that you're trying to achieve. So again, we've got another block here that is preventing you from gaining some clarity and from moving forward towards whatever it is you are trying to accomplish or achieve or strive for here. And then we have the Knight of Wands in the upright position. And I feel like maybe in this space, you're going to come to this The Knight of Wands is a very fiery energy, very determined energy. They are driven by their passions, their desires. They're on a mission to do something, to, slay a dragon in the metaphorical sense. And they are armed. They are ready to go. They've got everything they need, and they just go for it. They don't think about the dangers. They don't think about the fears. They just kind of move ahead and with those desires in mind, and don't think about if they're ready, if they're good enough. They use that internal flame to push them forward. So I kind of almost wonder if this situation might move you into this energy because you're getting this space to be a little more present, because maybe in the past you haven't been able to really understand what it is that you want to manifest, what it is you want to create, what's my purpose, where do I want to go from here. Maybe you have achieved a certain level of success, so it's kind of like an energy of now what do I do? And so that's blocking any kind of movement forward, or even thinking about some kind of plan or action, or to organize yourself in a certain way to go for something, because you don't have that clarity, you don't have that motivation as you maybe once did. And you're kind of in this feeling of like, when is this going to be done? When is this, I want to be clear again. I want to have that determination and passion, because I do feel you have that fire inside you, but it's kind of, flickering right now. It's not this big, huge flame that you are using to propel yourself forward. It's kind of just, little embers right now. And I almost wonder, we go through periods in life where we are moving and there's action and there's lots of things going on. But then there are other times in life and seasons in our life where we are kind of pushed into more quiet moments, moments of solitude and quietude, and the universe or spirit is kind of encouraging us to reconnect in with ourselves. So I almost wonder if that is the message here today, is to reconnect with yourself. And this is a great opportunity for you to do that when you are unclear and you don't really know what your purpose or your next goal is, or we don't necessarily have to have one. If we are happy where we are, we don't necessarily have to push forward to achieve something. We can just idle for a while and enjoy our lives and enjoy the people around us and enjoy just being in this routine for a bit. But I do feel like you might be ready to do that, but I feel like the work of being present is not yet complete. I feel like you have to reground yourself for some reason or another, and I'm not sure why. But I feel like the reason why things aren't coming to completion, or why you can't start something new, is because there's some task that still needs to be done. And I feel it has to do with you reconnecting in with yourself, you caring for yourself to some degree, or grounding yourself in and just being for a while. This Four of Pentacles is just kind of being and rebuilding that sense of foundation and really understanding what it is they're trying to materialize in their life. So let's get some clarifiers now with the Three of Wands in reverse. Can we clarify the Three of Wands in reverse, please? Clarify the Three of Wands in reverse. And we have the Four of Swords. So I feel like this is a time where you might be feeling, even though there might be a spark of ambition within you that you want to keep going, I feel like you're a natural doer and you want to keep doing and being productive and moving forward. And when you don't move forward, it's like you're standing still, or you're stepping backwards, or you're going to miss out. So I feel like this Three of Wands, when you're feeling uninspired and unmotivated, that might be a call to just take a step back and to find rest and to dedicate space and time within your life, within your process, to take time out. And if that's not what you're doing, I feel like that is something that is kind of the energy that's kind of surrounding you right now. You might not be acknowledging it, but I feel it is something that you're looking to do more of, is to not do. You just want to be, and you want to tap in with yourself. You want to tap in with your roots, and you want to be more grounded and feel a little more stable and secure spiritually, possibly physically and materially as well. So there's almost like a competing things kind of happening here, but I feel like you are giving yourself this time to really step into it, even though you might feel a little frustrated with the fact that you are unclear, you don't know what next steps to take, and the thing that you want to complete is not coming to completion. It's frustrating, but I feel like you're managing it quite well, and you're kind of doing all the right things, even though it might not feel like you're doing anything. So sometimes that's the best thing. Okay, so Queen of Swords in reverse, please. Thank you. We've got the Five of Cups in the upright, clarifying the Queen of Swords in reverse. So this could be with this, you might be unclear about, there might be some disappointments or some sadness. You might be dealing with something a little heavier than you might think, which is really clouding your judgment and really kind of putting you in a bit of a fog here. And we've got the lighthouse, which typically turns on when there is a lot of fog so that ships can navigate through the night safely. So I do feel like there's some kind of loss or some kind of sadness or grief that you might be going through that is really fogging this energy and, pulling your motivation, pulling your focus, and making you feel like you can't move forward and you're unclear about your way forward. I'm not really sure specifically what that might be in relation to, but I feel like you may be taking this time to really process. And if you aren't taking this time, which could be the reason why the Four of Swords came out, is that you can't move from this space. There's a bit of a stay here for a moment energy, or not necessarily stuck, but there is kind of a feeling that you have to deal with this before you can move on, and that fire comes back again. And I get that feeling as well with the never-ending story. If you've been in this energy for a significant period of time, you're wondering when it's going to get better. And I don't know specifically what you might be experiencing, but I feel like it will get better over time. Time will not necessarily heal all wounds, but it will quiet them a little bit more, and it doesn't necessarily make it go away, and it doesn't necessarily heal it completely. It might still be there, but right now the focus is on that thing that you are experiencing, that sadness, that grief, that disappointment, that sorrow. And we can't really jump over that, even though we want to. So there is a feeling of grounding yourself, of giving yourself space to just be in the moment and being present with those feelings, to process those feelings, and being okay with, in this season of your life, to not move forward. It's okay to stay where you are, to stand still for a minute, and just to feel, because that's how we get through these upsetting moments or challenging moments or really difficult moments in life, is that we have to kind of just go through it one tiny step at a time. And if we feel like crying, then we cry. If we feel like, punching our pillow, we punch our pillow. And if we need to express in some way through like a kickboxing class or do something that's really cathartic, then we find outlets for that. And so that we can process those feelings in a healthy way and not suppress them and just pretend that they don't exist. So I feel like that's what you are doing, or there's a suggestion here, or even just a look at what your challenge is to be able to feel some kind of emotion that might not be comfortable, that might make you feel even a little bit cold at times or a little bit isolated. And to really understand that it's okay to be in this situation, and it's okay to have these feelings, and know that there's new opportunities on the other side of this. So starting to understand why there's so much grounding energy here, or a suggestion of grounding yourself, of being in those day-to-day moments and being present, because there could be some possible heavy energy here that we need to process. And the only way to do that and close that chapter or come to completion of that is to really feel it and understand what's going on with ourselves in those moments. So Knight of Wands. And we've got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So I immediately get a sense for this that you are going to be dropping something where you might have been partnered with somebody, and I'm not saying romantic relationship. This could be a business or collaboration or something within your job or career sector where you've partnered with something or someone or a company, and you are so there's an independent spirit here that's coming out that I don't really know that you know exists. There's an independence that's coming out of the gate, and I do get Thunderbird. No, gosh, it's escaping me now. Coming out of the ashes here. Tell me what it is. It'll come to me. But there's a bird, a phoenix. Thank you. Where I really feel like you're a phoenix coming out of the ashes here, and you are coming out hot. You are coming out fiery. You are coming out inspired. You are taking action with passion and heart and drive and determination. Like, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. You are taking no crap, and you are determined to get to where you want to go here. And I feel like this is a very independent energy as well. So you are dropping, not necessarily dropping all of your connections, but I feel like you're taking a more independent approach to something here. And because I feel like your purpose has been reignited, and it is a journey that I feel you have to take on your own. So yeah, it could be something to do with business, something to do with career. Yeah, but there is an independent spirit, there's a fiery spirit here, and I love this ending energy for you. And this is how I feel it's going to play out if we're willing to step into that restful energy and into that rebuilding our foundations a little bit, processing those emotions and having faith that we will get through it, we will get on the other side of it, and there's going to be new opportunities for us to maybe have new heartfelt connections with people and to have new opportunities in life just in the overall sense. Okay, so we're going to get an oracle card to end your reading that might offer you a little bit more inspiration or a little bit more insight on this mystery message here for you. Yeah, I do like the energy in this grounding energy. It's so calm. Like when you, if you've ever experienced feeling really grounded, nothing really shakes you, and you feel it and you experience it and you see it and you go through it, but the triggers are a lot less than they were, and you are not kind of being pushed and pulled by whatever is going on around you and with inside you as well. So it really gives us that space between the trigger and our reactions to it. And I've been doing it a lot more this year, and I've felt so much better. You know, meditation, being really mindful in my day-to-day, and doing that grounding exercise of connecting with the earth, gardening, planting things. Oh gosh, you got many here. Oh my goodness. I'm only going to pull the one that flew out upright, but this is it, my friends. I think Spirit is pretty darn clear about what you need to do here. This is cool. I'm getting goosebumps. Ground and center. So again, this person is on the earth. They aren't barefooted, but that's okay. Just being outside in nature can sometimes be a really lovely way of being present and observing the things around us, of just being in that present moment, not being distracted by things to do and people we have to tend to, or people that are kind of pulling our attention away, loud noises, and we're kind of reducing that stimuli. And I think that that is exactly what Spirit wants you to do here, is to find ways to reduce your stimuli and to help yourself ground and center a little bit, because I feel like it might be needed for you right now, pile 2. So pile 2, this was your reading. I hope something here resonated. You're welcome to comment below to let me know, or like this video to say thank you. With gratitude, I'm sending you all my love, and we'll see you in your next reading. Hi pile 3, welcome to your reading. So you chose the Adventure Pocket with the Amber Stone. We're going to get a card now to start your reading, and this is just, you know, a nice little message to open up the reading. It could be the foundation of your message, it could be an energy that you are embodying, or maybe just a suggestion from Spirit, a little inspiration. Let's get into it. Spirit, could we get one card for pile 3? Time to go with the number 45. And we've got 4 plus 5 equals 9. So you could be close to some kind of ending here. And this could be something that you're moving on from. It could be you're in this transition phase. It could be a job, could be a relationship, a friendship, anything where you're moving from one thing to the next, and you're kind of in this transitory phase. Transitory, is that a word? Transition phase of going from one thing to the next. So you're not quite there yet, because you know, 5 plus 4 is 9, and that's not quite the finish line. So you're still experiencing this movement forward, or this movement beyond it, but you're not quite where you want to be yet. So let's get one more card to open up your reading, another oracle card. And Spirit, could we get one card for pile 3, please? Regarding their mystery message, one card for pile 3, please. One card for pile 3, please. One card for pile 3 to open their reading. Okay, I was going to pull this one, but we'll pull this one. So we've got Patience, which is I believe it's the Temperance card in the traditional tarot. And it's about, you know, when we plant a seed, it takes a while for it to turn into something that we can harvest. So there is a sense of patience that we need. There's also a sense of nurturing and this trial and error as we move through the process to ensure that we are taking care of the seed and we are giving it everything it needs. So this can speak to cycles. It can speak to seasons, and just being really patient with that process, as it takes as much time as it needs to bloom and blossom. All right, so let's get into your reading now. Spirit, could we get 3 cards for pile 3, please, for their mystery message? 3 cards for their mystery message, please. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, that was way too many. We'll just pull this one. And one more card, please, Spirit. One card, please, for pile 3. Okay. And here we are, bottom of the deck. Before we forget, it's the 3 of Wands. And for your reading, we have the 10 of Wands in reverse, the Hermit in reverse, and the Magician in reverse. I'm going to show you these in the upright just because the artwork is so beautiful. So 10 of Wands, the Hermit in reverse, the Magician in reverse, and we have the 3 of Wands with 3 of Wands upright. Sorry. We don't have a clarifier for any of these yet. I don't know where my mind was going there. So bottom of the deck is what you don't see, or what you don't really know, kind of the energies that are surrounding you. It could be lying in your subconscious or just bubbling under the surface. The 3 of Wands is that energy of expansion, of intentional action towards drawing something into you in terms of manifestation. So there might be something that you are considering or thinking about that you want to manifest into reality. And so you are working towards doing that and kind of drawing the ships into the harbor if you will, to by putting your intentional action out there into the world and showing the universe, showing yourself, showing the world that, hey, I'm over here and, come over to see me. So I feel like there is a sense of wanting to manifest. And we even get that in the Magician card. However, the Magician card is in reverse. So there is not necessarily, there's a lot of blockages here with everything being in reverse. So it could just be it's not the right time. It could just be because you're in this transition phase of the process where you haven't quite reached your destination and there's still a little bit of work to do. So patience is coming in here to say, I know you have a lot of energy and fire and desire to manifest new things, but we're going to require a little bit of patience. So the 10 of Wands is about releasing all of those responsibilities and burdens and to-dos and distractions that are really holding you back and preventing you from moving forward. So if you do have too many things on your plate, it's about paring back. It's about taking only what you need onto the next leg of the journey here. So you could be going through that at the moment, and that could be that time to go energy where you might be feeling like it's time to go, but there's certain things that you have to unload first. Could also be things that are not yours. So that could be stresses, that could be responsibilities you're kind of taking on for yourself on behalf of others. So it's getting that assessment and taking a look at what it is that you are taking on that is not serving you, that is not yours to be responsible for, and to really assess, is this what I should be taking on, or what I should be taking into the next leg of the journey here. So it's about lightening the load and unloading yourself to a degree so that you can free up some energy and a little bit of that fire to push you over that finish line to get you into that next phase. And we've got the Hermit here, which is that energy of kind of solitude and grounding ourselves in what it is we want, tapping into our intuition and really focusing on what really lights us up and how, what we see our life taking shape as. What is it we want and what is it we need? What is it we desire? So that Hermit energy is, again, getting rid of all that distraction to be able to focus on what's ahead for us and the things that light us up in life. And again, dropping whatever is not ours. However, there is a resistance or a block to doing that. And it could be because of the responsibilities and to-dos that you are taking on or you're working through at this time. So there's not a lot of room for that at this time. And the challenge is to be able to free up the space and time to be able to get into that Hermit energy a little bit, because I feel Spirit is really, that's going to really foster a sense of patience when you can really kind of lean into that. And there's almost an acceptance of, okay, this is where I am, and nothing that I do, no matter how much work I put in and how many things I put on my plate and how much progress I try to make, it just feels like I'm spinning my wheels here. So I feel like instead of kind of moving forward, there's a sense of you having to take a step back a little bit and to reconnect with yourself, your inner spirit, your inner guide, and try to realign yourself, because there could be some things that are misaligned here that you need to sort through and sift through and organize, so that you understand that your direction forward is your mission, your purpose, the things that you want to be doing and working towards, rather than having something else that may not be a priority take precedence over that. And then we have the Magician energy in reverse, which is that energy of manifestation, of bringing everything in to be able to, create the things that you want to create and to start taking action on those things that you want to bring to life. But again, we've got another blockage here, which could just mean that you aren't ready. There's some things left that needs to be doing, or there is a sense of doubting. There is a doubt that you can bring things to life. And so that might be preventing you from moving forward. And there is a sense of patience or impatience in the Magician as well. We have to be patient as we kind of figure things out and sort through things and really come to understand that we have everything we need to bring our manifestations into reality. And by manifestations, it's simply, I want to live in a certain place, or I want to have a certain amount in my bank account, and I want to have a certain lifestyle. So what are those steps? And even tapping into how they feel within us when we think about and daydream those things. What are the actions, the intentional actions, and those small actions that we can take every day that align us to that? And it could have a lot to do with how we think, what we feel we are worthy of, and what resources we have at our disposal to be able to bring that to life. And that could be something that you don't have right now, which could be blocking you, is that you have the desire to manifest new things, but you don't have the confidence or the actual resources to help you bring that into fruition here. So let's get into some clarifiers now to really understand a little bit better what might be going on here. 10 of Wands in reverse. So we've got the 10 of Cups in reverse. And we have tens here, which can speak to the endings of something. So I feel like your hard work is not paying off, and it's creating some disharmony within your sense of fulfillment, and possibly within some relationships within your life. You've put a lot of heart and soul and energy towards reaching a certain goal or trying to create some kind of sense of fulfillment or satisfaction with maybe the relationships in your life or your family or the things that really fill you up, but things just aren't working out the way that you thought, the way you had hoped. There's a sense of it not being ideal. And so maybe I'm also getting a feeling of giving up in a sense, because it's like, I've done all this work and now what? It's not bearing any fruit. It's not giving me what I want. It's, I think that your intentions were to create this beautiful, fulfilling, satisfactory moment, situation in your life, but it's not turning out. So I almost wonder if it's either, so time to go mean to me, when in the context of that, makes me feel like it's time to refocus on something new. It's time to redefine your definition of success, your definition of fulfillment. And it might even require for you to have just a little more patience. Maybe you're not there yet, but that doesn't mean you'll never get there. It might just require just a little more time, a little more effort, a little more patience. And I know that's frustrating, especially when you've put so much work into something and it's just not turning out. I have experienced that more times than I'd like to admit in life. And to hear you just have to have patience can be a little frustrating. But I think it's just also to just giving yourself time to kind of, there's an acceptance that happens, but then there's also a reignition of inspiration that happens shortly after that, because you have the energetic reinvigoration to be able to continue chasing it. And I feel like the time to go is also, that redefinition of success, and also time to move on from working so hard and just kind of letting things come to you, and continue to put that effort in, but don't do it so much that you burn yourself out and you're kind of ignoring your own sense of needs and your health, whatever it may be. Because 10 of Wands can be a very heavy energy when we're taking on so much. We're not really taking care of ourselves. We're feeling a little burnt out because we've been pushing so hard. So maybe that time to go is like, okay, it's time to do a new strategy here. It's time to redefine what success looks like. And, not just that big success, but those little markers of success along the way. And those, I want to say, corporate speak, KPIs, which are the key something indicators. And it basically, you do that with a big project to make sure that it's on the right track and it's going to it's going the right way. So that could be something to consider. We've got the Five of Swords here, and that Five of Swords energy is kind of that fighting for fighting's sake and fighting to win. There could be a lot of fighting energy around you, so it's really hard to kind of take a step back and check in with yourself when you are kind of engaged in this conflict or this this energy where you feel like you have to engage in it. And you could be hurt in a sense where you are when it's not really, this fighting is not necessarily something that it's helping you get to where you need to go. And so that's something to consider as well. And to really pick your battles here is kind of the feeling that I'm getting. Pick your battles, and that could be the blockage to that Hermit energy, because that Hermit energy is very solitary. It's very secluded in a sense, and it allows you this space to really think about things. But I feel like you're engaged in some kind of conflict, some kind of fight, and I don't mean physical fight, but there's just a sense of battle here, and people are just getting hurt in the process, not physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and so it's not really moving the needle in the way that you want to go. So I don't really know what this is in regards to, but it definitely is a challenge that you're working through, and you're trying to come to terms with how can we really feel, how can we make this work? How can we stop the fighting? How can we stop the conflict? Because it's not helping any of us, and it's only serving to hurt us along the way and to make matters worse in a sense. So Magician in reverse. Let's get Magician in reverse. Clarify the Magician in reverse here. I feel like there's a certain sense of ascension. I don't know if that's the right word, but there's a certain level of you wanting something a little more magical in your life, and you want to get out of the weeds of being in it with people, and being in it with people who may not be good for you, who may be engaging you in these dramas and these conflicts that you really don't have any need to be in. So I get a sense that you want something that is a little more fulfilling, a little more magical, something a little more easy. And by easy, I don't mean that everything just happens and, at the drop of a hat. I'm thinking of the word ease, where things just kind of flow. And I feel you want to get into that flow, but you're really being disrupted by some things that I feel are external. So yeah, that could require some assessment. I don't know. But here we are, Knight of Swords. And it is clarifying the Magician in reverse. The Knight of Swords in reverse is clarifying the Magician in reverse. So again, I feel like this blockage has to do with you not being clear or not knowing your direction. Maybe you are dealing with some misunderstandings with people, or misunderstandings within yourself even. And there is a resistance to riding the wave. And whatever that wave is, you might be going through something pretty chaotic at this time, and it's kind of outside of your control, which kind of is the feeling that I'm getting, where these external influences are kind of engaging you in something that you don't want to be in, and you feel like you have to participate. So it's blocking a lot of your movement forward, a lot of your progress, a lot of your manifesting powers. And it could be people who are quite cold, who are quite cutting, who say things that they don't really mean, but then try to take it back later. And, it gets kind of complicated when that happens. So it's like some things are happening around you, might feel pretty heavy, might feel pretty chaotic. And, there's kind of a suggestion of of you riding the waves and tapping back into your intuition, because right now your intuition and this manifesting power is blocked by the fact that you're engaged in this chaos, in this conflict. And so, there is a resistance naturally to not wanting to ride this wave, of not wanting to go with the flow in a sense and to move through this, because it's not a nice energy. You just want to get to this place of ease and magic and manifestation and creating your dreams. But I feel like this might be something that will eventually come to pass. And I think you just have to focus on what your contribution is, or what you are in control of, and what you can focus on. But I have a feeling Spirit's trying to tell you that whatever this energy is of conflict, of chaos, of dissatisfaction, of tumultuous energy, that it's time to move on from it. And I'm not really sure how specifically to move on, but I get the sense that there is a focus on or there should be some kind of focus on what it is that you want. And do you need to participate? Can you drop some things, some responsibilities, and not take on other people's dramas and stress? And also tapping into your intuition. How do you feel about it? And creating space to be able to tap into kind of a deeper sense of who you are and what it is you want and where it is you want to go beyond whatever might be happening around you. So let's get final energy, final card for this reading now. But I also, I also get the sense, coming back to this 10 of Cups, of not feeling fulfilled, or, having it feel unsatisfactory, maybe even feeling a little bit burnt out from it. I do almost wonder if that in itself is an indication to shift gears a little bit, change your direction, or change your approach, to assess and to define what satisfaction looks like for you. And this comes back to the Three of Wands. What is that, what is that expansive energy? What does that growth look like in your life? And having patience as you kind of work towards this and work through this. Okay, so final message for pile 3, please. Clarify. Give love. So that's it. I have never seen that card before. So this energy gives me the sense of maybe approaching yourself, approaching your desires with a little more love, a little more compassion. And this is just about loving the people who love you, and to offer more love to those who are supporting you, to not take those people for granted, and to not take yourself for granted as well. So pile 3, this was your reading. I hope something here resonated. You're welcome to comment below to let me know, or like this video to say thank you. With gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we will see you in your next reading.